guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Ooh, bad angle. Okay, so I am going to be going over like my book tag questions. I think this is what everybody's calling like the mid-year book freak out or whatever. Mid-year book tag, however you want to call it. I have notes. I had to take my notes on a freaking legal pad. I have 15 questions that I am gonna answer. I'm gonna leave them in the description if you guys want to use this or make up some variation based on the questions. This is just something that I found from another booktuber's channel and I'm gonna go with it because 15 questions, so it should be quick and easy. We're gonna go ahead, if y'all see me look down, remember I'm looking at my legal pad full of notes, but we're gonna go ahead and start with question number one. And it says best book you've read in 2025. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I've only had a handful of 5-star reads, and the best books that I have read to date just so happen to be 2 YA fantasy books, but the main characters are Black females, and I love that. I love that for me. I love that for y'all. I love that for everybody. And that is going to be the Children of Blood and Bones, or the Legacy of Orisha series, and then the Legendborn Cycle series. And that series isn't even finished. She's got a 4th book coming out, and we don't know when that's gonna happen. But those, and I'm cheating a little bit, but it's my video, so it is what it is. Those are the best books that I've read in 2025 to date. Those both have 5 stars from me, particularly the first books in the series. If I could give them 6 stars, I would. Okay, question number 2, the best sequel you've read so far this year. Funnily enough, I thought it was going to be like the sequels to the 2 series that I mentioned to you guys, but it's not. It is actually from another series by Kennedy Ryan, and that book in particular is This Could Be Us, with Soledad and Judah. I love like how she was able to completely revamp her life and make a comeback, and then find the person who actually loved and appreciated her. And a lot of the things that she went through as a fictional character are some of the things that I could closely relate to in my own personal experience. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan, that is going to be the best sequel that I've read so far this year. New releases you haven't read yet but want to. So I feel like that question and the next question kind of go hand in hand, but let's see if we can get into. So new releases I haven't read yet but I want to is Say You'll Remember Me, and then Great Big Beautiful Life. So Say You Remember Me is by Abby Jimenez. Great Big Beautiful Life is by Emily Henry. That one by Emily Henry, Great Big Beautiful Life, has some very, very mixed or not so great reviews. So I don't know, but I still want to read it. Emily Henry is not like my all-time favorite author. I only have like 3 books. They're right here. They're all hardback along with The Great Big Beautiful Life that I've read and like thus far. So we shall see. But Say You Remember Me, anything Abby Jimenez writes, I'm gonna be honest with you, anything that woman writes, I'm reading. Okay, I have a lot of her books on my bookshelf as is, and there are a handful of her books that I've already gone through and absolutely love, but they're very, very devastating. So I have to be very careful when I read her books. So let me see. And again, this question is kind of similar. It says most anticipated releases for the second half of the year. I feel like that is kind of like new releases you haven't read yet but want to, because Say You Remember Me and Great Big Beautiful Life are new releases, but I do also have some other new releases that I'm interested in. Lori Gilmore has another book that is going to be coming out to go along with the Dream Harbor series. What is it? Accomplice to the Villain. That's going to be the third book in the series by Hannah Nicole Meyer. I want to read the 3rd book in the My Vampire series. God, there's a lot of anticipated book releases that are coming out that I can't wait to read. I am trying to see. I already have Taylor Jenkins' book, which it came out in June, and the halfway mark for the year is roughly July-ish, so I don't know if that counts or not. Then also the 2nd book to Blood at the Root by Ladarian Williams. He has a 2nd book that is supposed to be coming out in July or maybe the next couple of months. Correct me. For the most part, I feel like I'm pretty caught up on all the books that I do want to read. Who is it? Sarah Adams, her final book in the When in Rome series, it's called In Your Dreams. It's the other sister. I do really, really, really want to read her book. So I am here for that. That's about all that I can think of off the top of my head. I thought I wrote that question down, but I guess I didn't. I skipped one. So let me see the next book. The biggest surprise. So the biggest surprise for me was all the historical fiction books that I ended up getting into. Like I'm saying historical fiction, but I feel like they could be listed as like women's fiction, which I don't necessarily know why that's a whole separate category, but like, did you hear about Kitty Carr, The House of Eve, the personal librarian's assistant, or the personal librarian? What else did I read that could fall into that category? Any of Tia Williams. I don't know if Tia Williams is literary fiction, but just those books that Kristen Hanna, all of her books, Ellen Hildebrand. Like, I am so surprised that, and I guess it comes with age, you know, your taste in reading change. I've always been into fantasy. That is never gonna change, and that stemmed from like Twilight, Harry Potter. There were some other books that I read, the Crave series, like just all the fantasy books I've always been into. That has always kind of piqued my interest. But the shift to like romantasy or rom-com or literary fiction, historical fiction, women's fiction, and then like all the banned books with like the dystopian vibes. Like, I did not think that would be my jam, but apparently it is. So there we have it. Favorite author, debut, or new to you? So that question is going to garner a lot of answers because I have a good selection. So Tia Williams, Kennedy Ryan, Allie Hazelwood, Christina Lauren, which those are two authors who have combined their first names together. But I've loved all of I've read majority, if not all of their backlog. Tracy Dion, Tomi Ayudemi, Lucy Score, Taylor Jenkins Reid. Like, y'all don't understand like my love for her books. Abby Jimenez, Tia Williams, and Kennedy Ryan. Like, it's up there. Like, you can't tell me any different. Megan Quinn is definitely on that list too. I've only had, was it one of her books I didn't like? I think it was just one of her books that I haven't liked, but everything else, fair game. I'm here for it. Some of those authors are new to me. I just started reading Tia Williams books this year, along with Tracy Dion and Tomi Ayudemi, and Kennedy Ryan. Lucy Score, Abby Jimenez, Allie Hazelwood, Christina Lauren, like Taylor Jenkins Reid, I have been well versed with their work since like 2022, 2023. But the other authors, the Black women, I've just gotten into their stuff, and I'm so mad at myself for not getting into it sooner. Absolutely love them. Let's see what else. My newest fictional crush, and I'm gonna emphasize that and put crushes because there are a handful of them that I've really liked, but for very different reasons. And if you guys have read the books, you get it. If you don't, it's fine. I'm gonna stick to what I know. And we're gonna go ahead. The only I guess it doesn't matter, just fictional crushes in general. So I'm gonna start with Shane Hall from, what is it, 7 Days in June. I didn't like his character at first, or his character as a teen, but him as an adult, so much better. Like Shane Hall. Judah Cross from This Could Be Us. Absolutely adore him, how he is as a love interest, how he is as a father, how he is just as a partner overall. Amazing. The way he's described, he sounds gorgeous. Josiah Wade in Before I Let Go. Like, honestly, if his love for Yasmin wasn't so goddamn strong, he was a real person, I would be going after that man, okay? He, again, amazing business partner, amazing love interest, amazing father. Absolutely adore him. Ezra Breeze Walker from A Love Song for Ricky Wilde. Aside from him trying to push Ricky away initially, him as a love interest and a partner, yes, absolutely. And then an honorable mention, Charlie Florek from One Golden Summer. The whole way that he kind of set it up to make sure that the female main character had like her teenage or her 17 again, like summer, and just how he was once he got over himself. Absolutely, absolutely love that about him. I if I could pull him out of the book, yes, him. Absolutely him. Let's see, books or book. Okay, it says book, but I'm gonna say books that made you cry. The Four Winds, The Women, The Nightingale. Kristen Hanna's books, I don't know what it is, but yeah, yes, they made me cry. And they made me just like reevaluate my entire being. So yes, also keep, if you're gonna read any of those books, keep tissues with you. Books that made me happy, let me see. The Cowboy Colony Mail Order Bride series, and I still have one book left to finish in that series, but they were quick reads, funny. They had bits of spice in them. It was just a way for me to not think as hard behind the reasoning for the author writing the book, and just like get some laughs and some giggles in. Like those books in that series make me happy when I think about them. The most beautiful book that I have bought or received this year. Okay, the most beautiful book I bought or received, and y'all know I do not like hardcover books at all. One, they are just ridiculously priced, and two, if it ain't a paperback, why? But this, and I have it in do I still have it in paperback? Yes, I still have the paperback version of this book too. I need to put the paperback version in like a free little library, but y'all, look at the sprayed edges on this book. It's all the 7 rings representing like all the husbands. Oh, there's a note from Evelyn on the back, and then the naked hardcover and the end pages on this book. So worth what I spent on it. I love like the detailed with the gold foiling on the book. It is phenomenal. And then the end pages is giving old Hollywood. Like, I love this version of this book for the way that it is written. Like, I think it was one page in here. It was like a notes. Let's see. Oh, it was a New York Tribune portion. Like, this is probably the most beautiful book I've gotten so far. And this beat out, what is it? Beach Read by Emily Henry. And y'all, I'm not a special edition collector kind of gal, but Taylor Jenkins Reid is definitely an auto buy, and this book was freaking phenomenal. I need the movie to this ASAP. I'll go ahead and show you guys Beach Read because it is a pretty book. It really is. Like, you can't tell me that's not a pretty book. And then the sprayed edges are gorgeous. I'll show you guys a naked hardcover and then the end pages on here as well. This is the most beautiful shade of yellow that I've seen in a very, very long time. And I love the gold foiling. I am a sucker for gold or rose gold and these end papers. And that sticker is like an embosser from my personal library. That didn't come with the book. But look at this. That is the most beautiful cotton candy sunset I've ever seen in my life. But again, Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo definitely beat this out by a landslide. But this is still like, she honorable mention or a second runner up if I had to choose. Okay, so let's see. What books do you need to read by the end of this year? So, okay. There are some of these are new release. Are all these new releases? No, not all of these are new releases. But the books that I do need to read is going to be Sweet Heat. She is the person who wrote this book also wrote Honey and Spice. And I did really enjoy that book, even though it was like set when the students were at uni. They're pretty young. They're like late teens, early 20s. A Love Letter to Whiskey. I don't think that's a new book. I know they did do like a special anniversary edition of that book. In Your Dreams, which is the fourth book to the When in Rome series by Sarah Adams. I really do want that book. I think that comes out at the end of this year. Road Trip with a Vampire, which is going to be the third book to the My Vampire series, and I have been enjoying that one, and I really do hope I get a chance to read it during spooky season, because it is giving those vibes. The Poppy War trilogy, because I read Yellowface and Babel by R.F. Kuang, and I really need to get my hands on the Poppy War trilogy. The Enchanted Greenhouse, that is the second book to the Spell Shop, and the cover of that book is giving fall vibes. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. And then the last book is Accomplice to the Villain. Is going to be the third book by Hannah Nicole Meyer. She did The Apprentice to the Villain and Assistant to the Villain, and I thought those books were hilarious, absolutely hilarious. Let's see. How many 5-star reads have you had this year? I've had 8. And a lot of those encompass some series. So I don't know if it counts as like a full 8, but from January up until, what is it, July 19th, I've read or had 8 5-star books. And I stand by that to this day. Like, even just thinking about it now, I would keep my 8 at where they are. What books do you want to reread this year? So usually the only books that I ever reread are going to be holiday books. So like How My Neighbor Stole Christmas, The Christmas Fix, The Wedding Witch. I know Lori Gilmore has The Christmas Tree Farm. That one's fairly new, but I think I might reread it because I did love the Christmas vibes that it gave. My favorite book to reread is In a Holidays by Christina Lauren. This book is interesting in that the female main character relives, what is it, like Christmas Eve, or like until she gets it right, until she learns her lesson. And I love, love, love that book. But most of my rereads are usually like holiday themed books, and then I always reread the Harry Potter books. I either listen to them on an audio and then watch the movie, or I watch the movie and then I read the books. But that has been a constant since I've been introduced to Harry Potter. That's never gonna change. I have 2 more questions. The second to last one is a book you enjoyed with mixed reviews. So a book that I enjoyed with mixed reviews, I have 2. So I have the Hurricane Wars by Thea Guanzon, which is the first book in particular. It has like 3.67 star rating. I gave it 4, and now that I'm thinking about it again, I'll probably give it 4.5 to maybe 4.75. I don't know why so many people didn't like this. I thought the world building was phenomenal in this. The cliffhanger was fine because I immediately had access to the second book. But a lot of people did not like the first book as much as they liked the second book. And usually I'm right there with people. Like, normally I am first book was all right, it did what it needed to do, now give me the second book and I eat the second book up. But the first book was really good, the second book was phenomenal, so I can only imagine what the third book is going to be like. And then other books that I've enjoyed with mixed reviews or people just overall didn't like was all of Lori Gilmore's books, which I have here. And then I also have her other book, where is it, that I need to read, this bad boy. Again, I've said this in a handful of videos. These are not Pulitzer Prize winning books, okay? These are cute, quick, fun, easy reads. You are not supposed to be composing a 6-page, 12-font, double-space essay on why these books are masterful pieces of writing. That is not what this is. These are just like no-brainer, quick, small town like romances. These are not supposed to be like heavy, hard-hitting books. I personally enjoy all of them, and I would love to reread them during the seasons that they were like written for. I don't know why people are so hard on her. I really enjoyed it, especially the first one is my favorite, the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, but the Christmas Tree Farm definitely has to be like all-time favorite. I know she has another one coming out called The Gingerbread House something. I'm definitely getting that one because I think it comes out in September. I don't know why people are so hard on her, but I really like her books. And then 5-star predictions for the rest of the year. So let me see. 5-star predictions. I'm thinking Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and then Blood at the Root by Ladarian Williams. I love Black characters with magic, and they are going through like some existential crisis when they are like in their late teens, early 20s, and they really figure out who they are, how strong, how powerful they are, and like their lineage. Love that. And then Taylor Jenkins Reid's books, just they do something for me. Like they provide, I'm not gonna say comfort, but her writing is like bar none. She's like at the top, okay? Like unmatched. I love her writing. I have a handful of Taylor Jenkins Reid's book. Malibu Rising, Carrie Soto is Back, Daisy Jones and the Six, Forever Interrupted, Maybe in Another Life, One True Story. After I do The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, I do have Atmosphere up here. Like she is an auto buy as well. You can't, she does no wrong. I will read her grocery list if it comes out. All of her books, absolutely no notes. Love them hands down. But yes, Atmosphere and Blood at the Root are going to be 5-star predictions for me for the rest of the year. I don't know if any of these other books, I feel like other than Sweet Heat, everything else is going to fall in the 4-star and below category. Sweet Heat, Atmosphere, and Blood at the Root are going to fall into like the 5-star category for me. But do you guys use the same questions? Are you going to use different questions? Are you going to do some kind of adaptation? Let me know how you guys feel about the mid-year book tag or mid-year freak out, whatever you want to call it. Let me know if you enjoyed this book by liking, commenting, and subscribing to my channel. And stay tuned for the next video.